Hey, it's Megan. So I have the new Maybelline mattes. So when the original of these came out, I was so thrilled. I'm a huge matte lipstick fan, and I really liked the original formula and colors a lot. So I have a video that I did on those, and I'll put a link to that video in the description to this video. But these are the new 10 shades, and I'm going to put them on camera so you can kind of see how they apply. And then also, I've got pretty pigmented lips, not super pigmented, but pretty pigmented, how my lips and my lip color impacts the shade, how opaque they are and all of that. And they all last about 2 hours, and I'm going to talk about variations as I go through it, but they all last about 2 hours. They wear pretty evenly, and I paid $8.99 at CVS, and then, you know, obviously there are all these discounts at the stores, but they're going to be somewhere around that, cheaper. CVS is usually the most expensive. And overall, as far as this particular collection, I felt like the formula was a little bit more spotty. Some of them didn't apply as well and didn't wear quite as well, but I still really loved them, and some of them I just absolutely adored. But I think the one thing I would say about this collection versus the last one played it safe a little bit. This one really kind of takes aim at MAC and some of the trendier matte colors, and then also the trendier kind of indie lipstick brand colors. And sometimes that works and sometimes it doesn't. And then as I go through these also, you know, it's always hard getting feedback on some of the videos, not because I agree or disagree, it's just that different people like different things. I like matte lipsticks, and so if you don't like matte lipsticks, these probably aren't for you, and certain colors you might like better than other colors. So with that caveat, and by the end it's going to be a little bit messy, but I kind of just want to go through it so you can see how they apply and how they take off and all that. Anyway, so the first one is 656 Clay Crush. And so they come in, and these are all regular collections, so you don't have to rush to get them. I guess they're just starting to show up in stores. They come in this kind of a brownish color, and it looks like this. And so you swatch it, and I'm actually going to swatch two at the same time because I want to contrast this one with the 657 Nude Nuance, so you can see the difference between the two. Because when I first went to the store, I'm like, oh, do I want them both? So this is the first one, what was it? Clay. So you can see this one's much peacher, it's lighter, and this one has a little bit of peach undertone to it. This one's more of a brown, peachy pink thing, more pink. This one's more peach and a little bit lighter, but it's still got that brown. This nude is quite close to the MAC Whirl that just came out. So just a quick note. And I did actually compare some of these with some of the other mattes that I had. And so when I first saw the Clay Crush, I was like, oh, that's like the light one from the Charlotte Tilbury collection, but it was Tilbury, but it wasn't. So sometimes I was right and sometimes I was wrong. But I definitely feel that these have, I don't want to say copycat, but they definitely have the mood of some other collections. So this right here is the Nude Nuance. And it, like I said just a second ago, is kind of browny pink with a little bit of a peach undertone. This one is definitely very opaque, and it wears a little bit longer than 2 hours. None of these two have any staining. They also don't bunch up on my lips. They don't bleed. Very consistent wear on the both. So now the next one is 681. This is the Vibrant Violet, and I'm doing them in order. based on number. And so there you have it. And this one is quite close to Matte's Heroine, but the finish is different. So the color is very similar, but the finish is different. These are mattes, but the Heroine is more matte, if that makes sense. These are a little bit more in that satin matte vein, a little bit lighter on the lips. They're a little bit creamier in the feel. They have a certain slight sheen to them. So these are definitely more satin matte as opposed to classic matte matte. And this is a really pretty color. Some people can wear it, some people can. It's definitely cool tones. And it's got a real strong orchid pink undertone to the purple. And I would say medium to medium dark. Colors like that I think look gorgeous on darker skin tones. This one right here is Blushing Pout, 682. And this is one that I love colors like this, which is unfortunate because I think on me they're okay. And with the right look, like with really smoky purple eyes, this is actually really pretty on me, but I think on an everyday basis, it's fine. It's a cooler, almost a slight purple. Oh, there it went. Slight purple, but not an orchid purple. This is not like a red kind of a purple, a cooler purple, kind of an undertone to it. This is the type of color that has been super hot recently, but the things like the Dominiques and whatnot from NARS, but this is more pink than a lot of them. Less purple, more pink. The next one is Pink and Chic. Let's clean off my wrist. So the Pink and Chic. Now we're heading into some of the ones I don't like quite as much. This is a bubblegum pink. And the next one or two, I think it's the next two, have that kind of white base to them. And this one and the next two are a little bit patchier on me in the application. So they're pretty shades, and on the right person they're gonna look gorgeous. It's a really fun. I felt like they were a little patchy. That's really what it comes down to. So again, like a bright bubblegum pink, pretty shade. The next one is Electric Pink, and you're going to see the same patchiness. And again, I'm still getting about 2 hours of wear out of these, but I don't feel like they ever apply perfectly on. So you can see this is more a fuchsia undertone, whereas this that bubblegum with a little purple blue base. This has more of a slightly warmer but not super warm, and it's more of a fuchsia, and it's a pretty color, and it's got that slight light undertone. It's just that I think it's a little patchy. So right now we're in the valley. I thought we started with some really pretty shades, and now we're in the valley, and we're gonna pull it out. We're gonna find some really great ones. We're not there yet though. This is Pink Sugar. Again, this is a more daring shade, and I'm gonna put all three on so you can compare them. This one definitely has more of a coral undertone to it, and it's still a cooler color. You got that white feel going on. It's a beautiful color. They're all beautiful. I'm not complaining about that. I just feel like these three just don't apply quite as well as the others. They're just not as good. And they wear about 2 hours as well on me. I'm not one of those people who can wear these lipsticks and get like 6 hours of wear out of anything. But I do feel that they wear a little patchy. And by the way, if you have these colors and totally disagree with me, feel free to comment and let me know. Now we're gonna go back up into better colors. 687, all fired up. And this is the one that's in the ad. And you can see it's like a reddened pink. Again, a little bit cooler tone, but we're heading into warmer territory here, right? This is kind of at that warm, cool junction. I don't know, as I look at it on my wrist, it looks really cool tone, but as I look at it on my lips, it actually looks really warm toned. So, like I said, this is the one from the ad, and it just fades into this really beautiful, amazing color. I totally recommend this one. This might be my favorite out of all of, well, this might be my second favorite, or it might be my first favorite. My other top two is coming in a second. You can see I'm starting to get a little staining on my lips, and some of these darker colors do stain. They do wear better though. They wear more evenly, they apply more evenly. The next one is Rich Ruby, and it's just the function of wanting to do all of them in one video. The darker colors are going to cover any staining. This is probably my third favorite of them. And this is just such a beautiful, rich, velvety, it's got a slight blue undertone to it, but it's just a really classic, warm, beautiful red. And it wears beautifully. And my thing just fell over. The reason I can't find it is because it's on my lap. And then the last one is either my favorite or my second favorite. And this one is 696 Burgundy Blush. Now I find colors like this are harder to apply evenly. So you have to kind of dot your lips completely, which isn't going to happen for a video like this where I've got all kinds of like makeup remover on my lips. But you dot your lips completely and then you really carefully apply, and also I'll apply right in here, apply right in there where your mouth is likely to get a little bit more wet. And you get just this really beautiful blackened burgundy color. And I see purple, I see a little bit of red, I see a little bit of brown, I see a little bit of black. So this reminds me of kind of a lot of these retro kind of lip colors. And for those types of colors, it really applies and wears beautifully. And you have to be really careful with a blush on a color like this. You need to go with something that's a little bit more plum, a little bit deeper, or a richer, even brown sometimes, depending on your skin tone, because the blush I have right now is just not going to really highlight a color like this. But for this type of color, because this is a lighter, creamier formula and just applies so beautifully, it actually does apply and wear better than a lot of the ones I've tried. And since I love these types of colors, I've tried a lot of them. But you can just see how beautiful it is. And so that is my video describing these. They do have it's a perfumey, slightly artificial scent to them, so if that bothers you, this might not be the set of lipsticks for you. But overall, I am mostly really happy with these. Just a few exceptions. And they are permanent collections, so they're starting to pop up in drugstores now. So if you can't get them right away, they're going to be popping up on Ulta and, you know, CVS and all their websites at some point soon. If you like mattes, go for it. If you don't like mattes, well, these are slightly creamier mattes. You might want to try one or two, unless you hate even that kind of a finish. But I do like them. I do like them a lot, especially some of them. So please subscribe on YouTube if you have some of these. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And that is the end of this video. Thank you.